And there's comments that are just extraordinary. I'm going to go right to the top. WEI says, our customers' demand, customer, that's single, the apostrophe S, demand far exceeds our ability to supply. There it is. Nvidia. So you have Nvidia, which is going to be the world's largest company soon, blowing out the numbers. Obviously, they're all agreeing that AI is incredibly strong. The rest is not that strong. And David, what I can tell you...
Wow, not enough to even increase capacity twofold, it said.
They can't. Yeah. What I can tell you is, given the fact that Nvidia has become the bellwether, you're not going to be able to beat the verification away from Jensen, unless you look at Taiwan Semi. So I just think that, you can get up, you can see the stuff at 2:30 to 3:30, they report a call, and then look at the reaction. So when you have the semis going after yesterday's shortfall because of ASML,
yes,
and then I'm going to add Blackstone.
Okay.
Finance, tech, those are the leaders of this rally.
And we'll get industrials, all-time high on a cap and equal weight.
I mean, we haven't even heard from them yet. They're going up. But so far this amazing earnings season, if I have tech and I have banks, what do I need?
Back to ASML, back to TSMC, because that's certainly the driving force in the market. I mean, Jim, obviously you hit it right on there.
Thank you.
AMD, Nvidia were down a couple of days ago in part because of this ASML warning. Even when they said it wasn't AI related, a lot of people didn't believe them.
Exactly right.
Because the guide down was so big, they're like,
5 to 3.
We don't know what's going on there at ASML. And then it's followed by this huge number from TSMC, as you pointed out. And, the chips are more expensive, so the average selling price goes up for TSMC because the margin, even if it's fixed at the same percentage, it's just a bigger number.
Right. Oh, so right. And I did love the fact that what they basically did, they actually reiterated what Jensen said, which is there's insane demand. And you'll see AMD club naming board. Now they work at Taiwan Semi. Marvell Tech, where the CEO bought $1 million worth of stock, Carl, just last week. That is Taiwan Semi. So you have this weird. We never used to think that we'd had to get up in the middle of the night for Taiwan Semi. We get up for Nestle's, which reported a terrible number.
Yeah, we'll talk Nestle.
But you come back and you say, well, look, AI is real. And that's really the theme of Taiwan Semi. Because there's this moment right now where we're thinking, serial companies are AI. No, but this was a verification of the big rally.
But the other thing Druckenmiller said, of course, was lamenting selling Nvidia.
That is
a, quote, big mistake.
I have to tell you, one of the reasons you have to like Stanley is whoever admits that they sold something. Whoever says, look at my woods. And the answer is, and remember, Ken Langone would tell you, investor with him that's never had a lost year, has a level of humility that I love. Kind of like Tepper, but less profane.
He's not alone in being sad that he sold Nvidia. I mean, anybody who sold Nvidia is sad they did so. I'm sure Masa, in particular, at SoftBank. How much percent did they own of Nvidia back 6 years ago, 5-6 years ago?
Yeah. Well, remember Jensen
made some money, but
Jensen
sold it before the big move.
Jensen has it. There are so many millionaires at Nvidia.
Yeah,
it's incredible. I mean, you go in and everybody, so many, and the humility there. You don't think anybody's any different from working at Bethlehem Steel. It's incredible, the culture that they have. By the way, Nvidia is not up as much as I thought.
It would be.
In an unparalleled move that has set the stock market abuzz, ByteDance, the parent company of TikTok, has surfaced as the premier purchaser of Nvidia Corporation's NVDA chips across Asia, overtaking juggernauts like Alibaba Group Holding Limited and Baidu Inc. The whispers on Wall Street are growing louder as the tech giant embarks on a new AI-driven path. With Nvidia's cutting-edge technology in its arsenal, ByteDance is writing a bold new chapter even as challenges loom on the horizon. The urgency of this strategic pivot is clear, yet the full scope of ByteDance's ambitions remains partially veiled. Join us as we unravel the layers of this intriguing development that could redefine technological alliances and market dynamics. Welcome back, everyone, to Investocracy.
So let's talk about Nvidia, okay? Your read on the quarter, which was, obviously a beat. Sales up 94% year on year. That is a slowdown from the prior 3 quarters, which have just been astounding, and 94% up year over year is amazing, obviously. But what's your take?
I mean, let's say at the start, it's down a little bit today because expectations were sky high. But this was a blockbuster quarter by Nvidia, right? What's clear to me now, and what I think the biggest takeaway from the call, is that the world runs on Nvidia. As Jensen said, AI is in full swing. He said this is a multi-year event. This is not just about training AI. This is about moving all the world's x86 architecture. All the applications that run on CPUs are going to be rebuilt over the course of the next 3 or 4 years on GPUs that are running machine learning. So I think that the market is going to have to digest that this just isn't about training clusters in 2025. This is about GPU data centers that are going to be built in 26, in 27. And so for us, our numbers came up. You saw that I think 10 sell-side analysts took up their price targets for the stock. We were buying it pre-market when it was down.
Oh, you're buying it this morning?
Yeah. So, I think it was a blockbuster report. And I think, it's clear to me that the Intels of the world are going to continue to lose share, and the Nvidias of the world are going to continue to gain share. And if you want to bet on the tailwinds associated with AI, you have to have Nvidia in your portfolio.
Okay, so it's now your number 2 position.
Correct.
With buying a little bit more.
The story unfolds with ByteDance aggressively strengthening its AI capabilities, strategically recruiting AI engineers from competitors like Alibaba and innovative startups such as 01.ai. Thanks to founder Zhang Yiming's visionary leadership, ByteDance is not just content with staying afloat amid competition, but aims to redefine AI product standards across the board. Having already invested billions into AI infrastructure, the acquisition of Nvidia's advanced GPUs acts as the cornerstone of their ambitious AI projects. When ByteDance made the large-scale purchase of Nvidia chips, it ruffled many feathers in the tech ecosystem. Nvidia emerged victorious in this high-stakes game, with ByteDance snatching the title of their largest customer in the whole of Asia. It is an ironic twist. Much like a stockbroker having dreams about being wealthy, hope springs eternal, but reality often has other plans. ByteDance's endeavors are hindered by U.S. export regulations, leaving them with Nvidia's less powerful H20 GPUs for Chinese data centers. But before we go any further, if you want to keep up with Nvidia's latest updates and keep up with the stock market's latest news, you can follow our Twitter account. We post multiple times daily about the biggest changes and catalysts in the market, so click the follow button if you don't want to miss the newest market updates.
I think they were very artful in the way they maintained everyone's enthusiasm for the potential for Blackwell, where orders stand, the fact that demand is still outstripping supply, but they didn't ratchet up the excitement too much to put them into a position where they just can't win the next time they report. And that's really going to be the company's job going forward. It is already the largest market cap company in the world. It is already the most must-own stock in the world. There is no need to continue to put pressure on themselves to outperform and outperform and outperform. So it's harder than it sounds because they do have a really bright future. And the revolution is real. And the dominance of GPUs and data centers going forward is undeniable. And their market share position within that revolution is also undeniable. So they have to now do this quarter after quarter, give people realistic guidance, execute, ship products, hit those numbers, but not paint themselves into a corner that they can't escape from, where the market expects them to double revenue every year, which, of course, like mathematically will be impossible. So far, so good. I think Jensen understands the mission. I think he's accepted the mission, and I liked everything I heard last night. The most important thing, and I'd love to hear Brad react to this, is this idea of the moat, because competitors are coming in with new solutions. Amazon is ramping up production of their own Trainium 2 chips. Like, they will not have the whole markets themselves forever, but they can maintain dominance, and it might actually be a good thing for the ecosystem for there to be more products out there. I think that's the tone that was set last night, and I think other NVIDIA longs heard the same thing that I heard.
For operations beyond Chinese borders, the game is different. They access the high-performance H100 and Blackwell chips, formidable weapons in their AI arsenal. The overarching aim is clear. ByteDance seeks to expand and enhance its AI footprint globally, partnering with Nvidia to sidestep obstacles imposed by governmental restrictions. ByteDance's decision to work on an indigenous AI chip akin to Google's Tensor processing unit illustrates an intent to lessen dependency on imported technology, further cementing its role as a key player in the future of AI development backed by a $300 billion valuation. ByteDance's growth seems undeterred by even a potential U.S. ban on TikTok. The company's relentless pursuit to tap into Silicon Valley talent also highlights its strategic foresight. As part of its contingency plans, ByteDance is exploring collaboration with domestic suppliers like Huawei Technologies for additional chip solutions, including utilizing Huawei's Ascend 910B chip to refine large language models. The strength of ByteDance's commercial alliance with Nvidia continues to pay dividends, cementing their influence in the industry and painting a promising picture for investors willing to venture into this evolving narrative. But before going any further, if you made it this far into the video, thank you. These videos take a lot of effort and time to make. So if you enjoyed them, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. This goes a long way in helping us grow. That said, back to the video.
I think I've mentioned this in the past of thinking about that in the same regard as we do Apple with its own sort of powerful installed base.
Yeah, I mean, listen, the stock started the year at 49 bucks a share, 50 bucks a share. Today we're at 145 or something. The asymmetry is closed, and part of the reason for that is everybody had this wall of worry, right? Custom ASICs, Amazon's going to have their own Trainium chip. I said on our recent BG2 podcast, of course they're going to use Trainium. It's a cheaper price solution for certain customers, but they also, Jassy has said he's going to buy as much Nvidia as he can get his hands on for as far as the eye can see. They know the world runs on Nvidia. So, listen, when we look at our price target for Nvidia next year, it's up 30%, not up 100% like it was at the start of 2023 or at the start of 2024. So when you ask me as a portfolio manager, we took down the size of our position. It was a really outlier position for us to start the year. It was a normal sized position for us coming into this quarter, and we're adding a little on the pullback in this quarter, but we think it's going to be a great compounder and a great bet on not only AI, but also on the replacement, the move from x86 to GPU-based data centers for the next several years.
ByteDance's resolute path forward signifies a potential goldmine for investors focused on groundbreaking AI and tech innovations. With the current state showcasing ByteDance at the forefront of AI technology, the forecast radiates promise as the company deftly maneuvers through the complex landscape of international regulations and competitions. Positioned at the helm of AI developments courtesy of its synergistic relationship with Nvidia, ByteDance is poised for substantial growth, with analysts foreseeing an upward trajectory driven by innovation and strategic corporate maneuvers. In just a few swift movements, ByteDance has not only reinforced its status but also charted a course projected to elevate its market standings even further. As we tune into the hustle and bustle of the stock market, one must ponder, what are your thoughts on riding the waves behind ByteDance's historic moves in the AI and chip industry? Will ByteDance's strategic investments and risk-taking attitude mark them as the apple in the eye of discerning investors or face as the next Icarus flying too close to the sun? And finally, if you would like to know what companies like Nvidia have been up to these past few days, go ahead and click on the next video on your screen. See you there.